Welcome to this overly dramatically lit studio for a review of the Panasonic DVX 200. Now, a couple of weeks ago when I was looking at getting this camera, I went on YouTube and Vimeo and I was looking at the test footage, and I found that almost everything had been shot right when the camera came out with the original firmware. And it's gone through 2 firmware revisions since then that fixed a lot of problems with noise and the shadows. So I wanted to take the camera out and do some practical tests in the sort of environments that I shoot in and see how the camera handled. So why in this day and age would anybody buy a fixed lens camera? That's an excellent question because I think everybody in the last few years has really gotten used to shooting with DSLRs and mirrorless cameras. So it's a strange thing to go back to something that you can't just swap a lens on. For me, my first camera was the HVX 200, which is kind of this guy's big brother, or cousin at least. I mean, the placement of the buttons, the feel of the camera feels so similar. And what was great about this camera was that I can just pick it up and run and shoot, and I didn't have to worry about what lenses or adapters I had with me. It was literally just stick the P2 cards and a battery in and go. And it was so versatile. I've used this for so long now. I think it's 9 years old, and sometimes if we need an extra camera in a pinch, we can throw this in for a wide shot, and it still mixes in pretty well with some DSLR footage. And that says a lot about how good the camera is and how strong it's built, that 9 years later, going through some really rough conditions and shooting, I don't know how many short films I shot on this, probably 30 or so, and it's still going and going. After using the HVX for so long, I switched over to the GH series of cameras, so the Panasonic GH 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I love those cameras. I've got so many gadgets and accessories for them, and I've used them for short films, feature films, documentaries, corporate work, and they can do the job, and they do a good job of it. But the difference is there's always like an accessory you need. You always need to find something, or you can easily misplace a piece or not bring the right lens with you, and sometimes it gets frustrating. I seem to be packing and repacking my camera bag all the time. When I had this camera, it was literally just pull it out of the bag and shoot, and I love that feeling. So I'm about to embark on a feature film that has a documentary style to it. So this seemed like the right camera for the job, but I wanted to see what we can do with it in terms of how is it going to handle in handheld environments, what's the picture look like, and is vlog something that I can do in all my shooting?